Hello, so sorry. I forgot to turn the VPN on.
Okay, no problem. It's okay. Um, so how was your homework? Did you
Uh,
manage to
the
create the car class?
yes, but um, please wait. Let me open the homework that I did. I had one question.
Mhm.
I was able to do it. However, I had a question for
Mhm.
the like on the very last one, there was the multiple choice.
Yeah, okay.
Um, for the last question, I wasn't sure which like multiple choice it was.
Okay. So what do you understand first from the question? So this is a multiple choice question number two, right? Consider the following code. The new
Yeah.
car, right?
For that one, I put C, but I wasn't sure exactly what display info or like what it meant, like from like the static.
Okay. So this is we have how many statements we have here? We have four uh, programming statements, sorry, three programming statements, which is creating a new car and displaying info, calling the display method on the C object. And we have an assignment. So we do a math square root for 25, and then we assign uh, the return value, which we will understand in details later, to a variable, which is called value. So both methods are instance method. An instance so, okay, an instance method, it means that the method is part of a class. Okay, is it both methods are true or both methods are static? Are we able to differentiate between a static method and non-static method?
The
Which so we have two methods here: display info and
yeah,
sqrt, square root, right? Which one of
yeah.
them is a static method?
SQRT is the static.
Perfect. Okay. So first of all, we can neglect B because that is both of them are not static. Okay. He said display info is an instance method, which means that it is part of a class. This is what is meant by instance method.
Oh, oh, okay.
Okay. And
So
while the
then
mass is a static. Yes. So that
uh,
is,
C. Oh,
yeah. And we can also, in the D, he said neither method can be called from main. And this is wrong. And we also cannot say that both methods are instance method. They are not. They are one is instance method and one is a static method. So A is not possible. B also not possible. So it's only one that is really describing the case, which is C. Does it make sense so far?
yes, it makes
Okay.
sense.
Did you write the code for the car class, please?
The car class, yeah.
Okay.
I wrote public class and then I wrote driver, public static void, and then main string args. And then I did car one equals new car, and then named it Toyota 2022. And then I did car two equals new car Honda 2024. And then I did the display info for car one and car two.
Perfect. Okay. Can I understand when you created the car class, did you create attributes? How many attributes you have?
I had um for the attributes for the car class,
Mhm.
I had two.
Perfect. Okay. And they are public or private?
I did it private. Oh, sorry, public, right?
Okay. Yep. Okay. I accept that. Although most of the time, the reason or the biggest benefit from creating classes is that we create the attributes private.
Oh,
That
okay.
that help in reducing the amount of bugs or issues in the code that we cannot really see or even do by
Um,
mistake. Mhm.
yeah, what I did was I think this is what confused me because I did public class car like for the when I was doing like the variable, like for example when I also did the constructor public car and then I did string brand int year, but then for the attributes you're supposed to write private string brand and private int year.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
Ca-
okay.
Can you see my string?
Yeah.
Sorry, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is correct, which is public, and the attributes here we have two, like what you said, and we need to write here private because changing the data that is stored here by mistake in our code will create a trouble for us, and it's very hard to find. Okay, but by putting them private, we make sure that um, we reduce amount of bugs. We will talk about examples of that later on, not now. Okay. So, but what we need to know now that private makes them less prone to bugs or software issues. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Did you write the constructor like this?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, okay. Yeah. Uh, if you did like that, then I will stop sharing this and let me go to the today topic. Okay, so this was the last thing that we have tried to go through in the last class, which checking mystery one and mystery two, and checking if the data types we calling the methods according to the number of parameters here, or according to the signature of the method. Is that is that clear to you? Signature of the method. What is the signature of the method? Is that concept clear? What is the signature of a method?
Um, it's not too clear to me.
Okay, so let me put so the part where Java are able to differentiate between different methods that have the same name is called signature. The signature of a method start from the name of the method, which is this is one, and the number of parameters, which is two. So we decide which method, or Java decide which method to call based on two things: the name of the method and the number and the types of the parameter. So here we have two parameters, and this is integer and this is Boolean. And here we have a name of a method and two different parameters, double and integer, right? So the arrangement of the parameters, this is integer first and then Boolean, also is part of the signature. Okay, so again, a signature is so okay. Do you know you're able to sign a document? Did you ever sign a document before?
Yeah.
How we differentiate between a signature and an answer? By the shape of the signature, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here there is no shapes because we don't write using our hand, right? So if we need to differentiate between one method or another, we use also something called signature. And the signature here, it is the method name and the number of and the number and types of parameter. Okay, um, is it the fingerprint is considered a signature for a person? It means that it's a way to recognize a person.
Oh, yeah.
And the eye retina also is sometimes used to recognize people from one another, right? Did you have you seen that before?
Oh, yeah.
And also facial. So we have also facial recognition, which means that using your facial features, we are able to differentiate between one person to another because we know very well that no person is very similar to another. So no, normally we are able to differentiate between two people, right? Using his face. Am I right?
Oh,
Even
yeah.
all, even though all of us we have the same nose and the same eyes and so on, but we are able to differentiate between one person to another. So to use the same concept in programming or methods, we use two things to differentiate between different methods to be able to call the correct method. So whenever we write mystery one, how we know that this mystery one should call this definition based on the method name and the number of and the types of parameters. So that is what we call the method signature. Okay. Can you read these two lines again, please?
A method signature for a method consists of the method name and the ordered, possibly empty list of parameter types.
And we have here two methods, right? This is method one and this is method two. And the Java decide which method definition to call. This is called method definition. This is called method definition. We have two different methods. The Java decide which one, which definition to call based on the name and the parameter list. So based on this and this, the Java internally decide. So you only call the method, but you do not know internally how the Java calls the definition. So we are saying it is based on the method signature. Is that so far
Okay.
acceptable?
Yeah. Yeah, that is clear.
Okay, very good. So, okay, to improve our method so far, what we have done from I explained before, we write a method, but sometimes or most of the time, the method does not return anything to us or does not give us something in return. So let me explain this also using a different slides, but methods in Java can have return types. I will explain what is that. Such as non-void methods return values back that can be used by a program. A method can use a keyword return to return a value. So this is a method definition. Where do I decide if the method returns something or not? This is normally the method name. So I have to put something before the method name. Two possible things. Either I write void or I write a data type. If I write a data type like integer, double, this is also possible. So this is a data type that I can put here, which can be integer, can be string, and even can be a double or character or even Boolean. So if I write void, it means that my method does not return anything. Now, this concept, it's a bit, have a lot of details. So let me share with you these slides. I think it will clarify many things here. You're still able to follow me?
Yeah.
Do you need to answer anybody in your house?
Oh, no, it's okay. I already did.
Okay. Okay, so that was the last thing that we have done so far. Now, so let me try to press. Okay, it takes me to the start. Okay, so we have two types of methods. A method that only give me information, but does not take an action. So we call that void method here.
Oh.
Okay, so we have void methods and non-void methods. Let me.
Oh, and then so the non-void methods are what's in like above, and then the void methods are what's in the static, public static void.
No, not necessarily. No, no, it is no relation to the static. The static method can actually be a void or non-void. It's okay. No relation. This is another type of thing that we will learn what is the benefit of it. So look at me here. I'm trying to simulate this in real life. So let me assume if you have a vending machine, you give an input to the vending machine, which is the coin, right? So a coin can be a parameter that you give because the coin can have a value. It can be 10, 20 pound or $20, $1, $2, and so on. So the parameter can be different. We insert the coin inside the hole for it inside the vending machine. And then after we select what we would like to buy, the machine give me something out. So the machine internally process my request and give me something back. So we are able to say that the vending machine, it is like a method that I give it an input and return back something to me. So this kind of method is called non-void method. Why? Because I give it something and it return back something to me. What does it return? It returned for me a drink in this case. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So if I would like to see that in real programming, it should look like this, but we will see more details. So an example of a non-void method is something that calculate a price, and then whatever returned from this calculate price, we are able to save it inside a variable. This is a non-void method. You give it something, it do some processing, it give you something in return back. And this is how it looks like if we use a non-void method in programming. We will see more details, but this is an initial explanation. So far, is that okay?
Yep, that is
Okay.
clear.
Can you read this part, please?
The method computes a result and gives a tangible value back to you.
Okay, it give you something back. Okay. Now look at here. This is something that we press to ring a bell, right? So the bell, ringing the bell, it will take an action, but nothing will be returned back to me. So I will only hear a sound and the students will react to that change or the state change. So there was no bell ringing. Once the bell rings, the students will go out of the class, but nothing is returned back to me. The method will only ring a bell. And if I want to take something in my hand, there is nothing I can take in my hand, right? So this is a non-return value. And this is what we call a void method. So how a void method is called, we call it this way. So this is a call for a method that does not return anything. So there is no equal here, and there is no variable that can save whatever the ring bell returns, because it doesn't return anything to me. But
Okay.
if I want to compare it to the previous one have equal here. So I call a method. This is a method call. And I put an equal here and I put a variable. The variable of type double, and it saves whatever the calculate price returned to me, and it save it here. So far is okay. Is it clear?
So what it does is that when you equal it, they calculate it and then it's gonna show up as a double and it's gonna be stored in the variable price.
Exactly. Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So let us make a comparison here again. The return value, which is a non-void, it gives information back to the caller. So a method return back something to the caller. The value that the method return can be stored inside a variable. And the value can be printed out. And we can perform we can do arithmetic operation, math, or logical expression operation on it. Okay. And it has a specific return type. It can be integer, it can be double, it can be Boolean, which means I can return back an integer. I can return back from a method a double. I can return back a Boolean. In the void one, it performs action or changes a state, but it doesn't return anything that I can store. We cannot store whatever the void method give back to me. It doesn't actually give me anything. It do an action. It can print something to the screen, but it doesn't give me anything that I can save. So it usually prints something internally, and it cannot be used in expression. So we will see an example of this, and we will see also an example of how this cannot be used in expression. It will give me an error if I do so. So the return void, it doesn't have any data type. But the return integer, it has data types. It can be integer, can be double, Boolean, string, and so on. We will see also examples. This comparison, does it confuse you?
No.
Okay.
I think
So
it's
let me take you directly to something that you can really uh, reference to what you have understood before. So these two examples of a function definition. Okay, one is called public static int square. So I am taking an input and then I'm returning back. I'm returning the keyword return. It do what? It takes this input and multiply it by itself, as if you are saying x to the power of 2. So this is squaring it. Okay, so I'm giving it a value, I'm squaring it, and I'm returning it back. So how it looks like, how can I use this method? I mean, this is the definition, but it doesn't show me how can I use it. So to use it, we need to call it inside the void main and the driver class. So if you look at here, this is the method name, and this is the input. So I am calling the square, and I'm passing it 5. So the x value will be actually as if you are saying x equal 5. Why? Because I pass here 5. And inside, it will do what? It will multiply the value of 5 by itself. So it will do that. And that will result in 25. And then this 25 will be returned to me. So it return means that I'm able to save it.
Oh, so the return will go back into the answer and then they will print out answer later.
Exactly. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay. And I will allow you to write this, but let me show you the difference between a function that has non-void. This is called non-void, and this is a void. So this is an example of a void method. What the method void do? So both of them can be static. So public static int and public static void. When you see void, it means that it doesn't return anything. So if it doesn't return anything, it means that inside I can only print welcome. For example, this is one of the examples. The function or the method name is called greet. So I'm greeting somebody. I'm saying welcome. And there is no keyword return. This one doesn't have here. I only print to the screen. And this is how I call a method that is not void. I'm sorry, it's void. So which means that there is no equal sign. I cannot assign whatever return back here to a variable. I can't do that. Is it
Okay.
a
Yes.
bit?
Um, for I understand none void pretty well, but for void, like when you say like no return statement, as in like, um,
No return keyword. This is a keyword that's called return.
oh, okay.
Okay, so did you see this keyword here?
Yeah.
No, here, no. Where is return here?
Oh, and then you just print it out like, um,
Exactly. I only
oh,
print it out. Here, I didn't do any print. I just return whatever value I do. And then later on, I can print it in my main program. This is my main program.
oh, wait, so, the method, like the greet, that one, even if, like, maybe, I don't know if I'm correct, but even if, so first public static void greet, and then, that greet calls the method greet.
So when I come here, so where does the execution start? We don't start execution from here. We start all
From
our execution from the public static void main, right?
main. Oh, so then that calls the,
Exactly.
oh,
That
okay.
calls the method definition. And also the execution start from that line here. So whenever we see the word square, I will search for it. There is a definition for it? If yes, I will come here and start executing here. So we do not start execution from here. We start execution
Oh,
from the void main. Is it clear?
yeah, that is clear.
To understand it more, please start writing the code on the left-hand side.
Okay. It prints out 25.
Okay, that is good. So let me ask you then. Um, can you remove this part? So which means that you delete that part.
Okay, so no int answer.
Yes, correct. So try to run and tell me, do you face an error?
Yeah.
Okay, why you're facing an error? Any idea?
It says, oh, maybe because, because from the start it says, public static int, and then now like the square 5 is just like a random value.
Okay, so what we did here, if we delete the variable that is going to store our value returned from square, and then later on I try to print it out, it will not find answer variable. So it will not be able to print anything. That's why it will show me an error. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now can you uh, remove the keyword return and try to run and see the error?
And remove both int answer and return.
No, this one, return it back.
Okay. And then remove return.
Yes, exactly.
It says that it's an error because x times x. Oh, because you can't just get um have it be like an equation alone. Is that?
Okay, is that the error that is showing to you?
Yeah. It says not a statement.
Not a statement. Okay, perfect. So he does not accept that you just multiply this and this without even saving it somewhere. Okay, understood. So we know that if we remove the return, we will get an error. If we remove the place where we store this variable, I mean the return statement, the return value, we will also face an error. So using the same code, you can comment that part here, and under it write great. So which means you have, although this is in two different screens, but we can still write. So we are able to move that part and write it under this line so that you still have this in front of our eyes. Is that clear? So you need to write great, and you need to write the definition of the great method. But just be aware that we always write the method definition before the void main or after the void main. So before the void main, it means that before here, before the word public, or after the curly braces. So this is where we can put the places allowed to put the method definition. What is the method definition? We define what the method is going to do when we
Oh,
call
okay,
it.
so I can put that, for example, after public static int and before public static void main.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. It prints out 25 and then welcome.
Okay, that's really good. So far it's working, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me explain some of the details on how we can use the void methods and the non-void methods. So, okay, this is a method that you didn't have or see the definition of it. So, do you see this? This is how we call a method that's called add. We pass it two parameters, and whatever it returned to us, we save it here. So, an add method typically have what kind of return data type? Can you think what kind of return data type when I write the definition of the add method?
Um, int.
Why you say int?
Because you're adding 3 and 5, so
Not only this, but the return data type also of, I mean, here I can see that they are saving whatever returned by here into a variable of data type int. So
int.
definitely this can confirm my understanding. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so I told you before in the comparison when we compared um, non-void method to void method that I can put the method call or this method call add, I can add it to an expression. So I can use it in a mess. So how I do that? If I add these two numbers, it should return to me 8. This 8 can be part of an arithmetic operation, which is multiplication in this case. So he's multiplying whatever returned by the add, and he multiplied it by 2, and then if this return 16, he will take this 16 and save it inside the x variable. Do you understand this? Is that clear to you?
So all of that is stored into x, the x variable as an integer.
Exactly, correct.
Uh,
So also the non-void method like add, I can put it directly inside a print statement. So previously, what you have seen that we say that int total equal add. So I saved that value inside total. And then later on, I can say print line total. I can do that. So I can save it first and then I print it out. But if you start to be inexperienced and you understand the steps, you can later on go to the shortcut. What is the shortcut? Instead of creating a variable, then printing it out, it is possible that I don't need to save it to a variable. I can just put the method name directly inside the print. So that will result in what? We will be able to print 8 to the screen.
okay. And then that isn't stored anywhere.
No, yes. So the drawback here is that it is not stored anywhere. So it means that if you would like to print the 8 again, you need to call it again like this, or you have to perform the addition again. That is somehow a little bit waste of resources. Why? Because if I call print for the total, I'm not performing so if I come here and print total, I perform the arithmetic operation only one time. So I added 3 plus 5 only one time. And then I don't need to perform the arithmetic operation again. I just can print total any number of times that I want. But in this case, if you did not save it, so it means that if you want to print again, you have to print line, and then you have to write add 3 and 5 again. Why? Because you didn't save it in the first place. You printed 8 to the screen, but you didn't save it. So if you would like to print the 8 again, you have to perform the addition, the arithmetic addition operation again. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share your screen? I want to see your code, the previous code. You remember the square code?
Oh, yeah.
Did you start sharing or?
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Maybe I can stop sharing and share
Yes,
again.
you can.
Can you see my screen now?
Not yet. Give it a few seconds more.
Um, what about now?
Yes, I have seen it now. So, okay. Okay, that is very good what you have done here. Okay, but are you able to come after line 19 and put a print statement? Press enter and put a print statement. And inside the print statement, print line, open the parentheses, and put square. Square takes how many parameters?
Only one.
Okay, can you give it one parameter, please? So you have to open another brackets inside the, after the word square, you have to open two brackets, put 6, for example.
Oh,
No,
6.
yeah, only number. Look at line number 17. I am just imitating
Oh, so then now it's gonna be instead of int enter equals square 5, it's printing out square
directly.
6 and then go into okay.
Okay, now run, please. So you will see 25, after that welcome, after that 36. So I'm calling the square method 2 times. Every time he sees the keyword square, line 17, he sees a square. Then he will go to line 10 to execute the definition of the square. What is the definition of square? We return x multiplied by itself. Is it
Okay.
clear?
And then we just inserted 6 as x.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now, so internally, this is done for you. You don't have to say, I mean, internally, since you marked your input as X, you labeled it as X. So any value you pass, I mean, here you put 5, any value you put after the method name in brackets, it will be uh, passed in or stored inside X because you named your variable as X. So far clear? Difficult?
Uh, no, it's
Okay,
clear.
so if it is clear, I would say go before the semicolon on line 17. Before the semicolon, line 17. Line 17. Yes. So put +2.
Oh, outside of the bracket.
Yes, exactly. So when I say +2, it means that after he performed the squaring of x, which is 5 in this case, so after I square 5, it becomes 25. I add 2 to that. So I perform another arithmetic operation or math operation. Because why I'm able to do that? Because square method, it is a non-void method. So I'm able to perform actions on it, which is one of those are arithmetic operation. So can you run and see this 25 as a result will actually give me what? It
Oh,
give me
20.
27. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah. And is it because it's a void?
It's a non-void.
Non-void.
Yes, non-void because if you see line 10, I write public static int. If you write
Oh,
void, he will give you error because you are using a return statement and you are returning actually an int here. Okay?
okay.
Okay, good. So I want you to try to come at line 19 and say +2. Can you run and see the error?
Oh,
So he is saying that grade is not a statement. Why? Because grade itself only prints something to the screen. It does not return something that I can add to it. Does it make sense? So if you
yeah,
print welcome, I'm not able to add to the welcome.
right.
Okay, that's really good. So stop sharing and let me please share. Okay, so things that are I'm not able to do with a method that have the keyword void. So if I use a void method like grade, I'm not able to put it in a print statement. Why? Because method in itself, it prints something, but it doesn't return something to me that I can insert it inside the print. The print line, it needs something out to be printed, but grade does not return anything. So it means that this kind of thing is actually not accepted. We cannot do that. We also cannot do that this grade, I cannot save it into a variable. Why? Because grade is actually a void method that do only print something to the screen. So if it already prints something to the screen, I cannot save what it printed out into a variable. Okay, and x also is an int. So what is printed in the screen is actually a string also. So there is no way that I can take whatever this produce and save it
And
inside.
store as X.
Exactly. And you already see that I cannot add a value to the grade. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So we already understood that part. Now, let me try to skip that part because this is talking about OOP. We can discuss it later when we talk about OOP. Let me move to, okay, let me see here. Let me see. Okay, we already know about that. Okay. Now, do you still remember we have studied something called overloaded constructor? Do you see this form of this line? It's a statement, and
Yeah.
I'm creating an object or a variable name called my room in the hotel that's called Hilton. I think this is clear to us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I move on, so we know that the constructor can be overloaded. So I can create a constructor that take only the name, or another constructor that can take the name and the city, or a third constructor that can take the name and the city and the price. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I can use the same concept to do the same with methods. So in this case, I created constructor that takes the same name, like the class name, and I put here string name. So that is a constructor that takes only one parameter. And I'm able to create another constructor that takes the name and the city. But methods also, we are able to use methods. We do overloading in methods. We will see the difference. So I'm able to call a method with the word name. Sorry, with the room number only. Or I can call it with the room number and the food. Or I can call it with the room number, food, and time. How this looks like? How can I compare the constructor? Yeah, let me see here. Okay, so look at the left-hand side. You will notice that I am showing you three different types of constructors for the hotel class. This one takes nothing. Here it takes one string. Here it takes two strings. So this is two parameter, one parameter, and nothing.
No. Perfect.
Right?
Okay.
So this is three different constructors, and the Java does not get mistaken to which one it calls. It knows which one it should call automatically. We don't have to check that, right? So
Yeah.
how it does that? Based on the method signature. So if he see that you are passing one parameter here, he would check which constructor have one parameter passed. And is it the data type is matching or not? If you are passing Hilton, for example, he will see, oh, Hilton is a string, and you have one constructor that take one string. So I will use that. So there is no error. Okay. Now I can do the same with method. So it means I can use the same method name that takes no parameters at all. And then I create another method that take only one Boolean, and a third method that take two Booleans. So that is how I am telling you that we can do also overloading in methods. Do I need to clarify more? Yes, I can give you a good example of that. So give me a second. I will share with you our last code for today. So look at me here. Can you see? Can you see my screen? I'm trying to.
The void method or
No.
overloaded
So
methods.
overloaded methods. Yes. So, okay. I would like you to look at this. This is three methods that I created using the same name. Okay. So the method signature, how can I create three different methods that do perform different actions, but using the same name? I can do that because the method signature consists of two parts. One part is this, and one part is here. So if this is repeated here and here, it means my last chance to make the Java not confused is to change the data type or the number of parameters. So if you look here, this is two ints, this is two doubles, so they are different. So it means that the Java will not get confused and it will call the correct definition. So here I'm adding two data types. Here I'm adding two doubles. Here I'm adding three ints, 1, 2, 3. So look at here. If I call add and I pass it only two ints, it will not get confused and call the double. It will not do that. It will automatically call these two. And it will perform the addition and return its value. Is it confusing? I think it's a bit confusing to you. Is it?
So wait, there's basically first, the there's three overloaded methods, and then within that it's add 1, comma 2, and then 1.85.2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then it prints out the double of adding all of those together, and that is stored as A
A
or
as a double. Yes, exactly.
uh,
So this is a variable that's called A, and this is of data type double. Okay, and there is a reason why I changed that or I chose that from int to double. So you see here the data type returned. I'm returning from this method int. I'm returning from that method double. I'm returning from that method int. Here I'm calling add three different times. Each time it call a different method definition. How many method definition we have here? Can you see this here? We have how many method definitions?
3.
Three method definitions. Okay. Are you able to write them?
X plus Y, and then
So you write this and you write this three. So this part and that part.
uh It prints out as
As what?
uh 16.0.
Okay. So um, okay, that's really good so far that it works. It means that your code is doing correct. Now, I would like to ask you, if you change, so you are seeing able to see my code, right? So if you change this 5.2 and put it only 5 without any decimal point, what will happen?
Wouldn't it just become 5.0?
No, it won't.
Oh, because then you can't store an int in a double, so then it would.
So if you pass, if this method definition is expecting a double from you, but you only pass 5, which is an int. So he will tell you, he will get confused. Java will not know which method definition that match double and int. Do you see here any double and int, double and int, double and int? Two
No.
double and ints. No, there is nothing like this, right?
Yeah.
Can you try to put 5 and tell me if you face an error or not?
Uh, I didn't face an error. It just changed it to 15.8.
15.8 only, and it doesn't face an error.
No.
That's quite strange. Let me discuss this more in details with you in the next class. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have questions? I
No.
think last class you wanted to say something before we close, but maybe I closed a bit faster. Is there
Uh,
anything that you would like to tell me?
I I can't remember.
Okay, okay. But everything is fine on your side?
Yes.
When are you going back to Thailand?
On August 2nd.
August 2nd. Okay. And you will never, I mean, you will continue until the end of the um, year there in Thailand?
I think so. I'm not too sure.
Okay. Then have a safe trip. So will that conflict our, let me see. So we will be
I
able to
don't.
have the cert or the,
Yes.
okay. Okay. That's good. Then see you. Take care.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.